And welcome to the Allen Americans podcast. Tommy Daniels here, and pleased to be joined today by Brett Pollock, Allen Americans forward. First of all, man, you look great. Obviously, the haircut and not being able to get a haircut has not affected you.
No. I mean, there's not a lot open here, so I gotta let it grow out a bit.
Where are you right now? Just for fans curious to where you're hiding out at the moment.
I'm actually back home in Sherwood Park, just outside Edmonton. So I made it back safe and sound before things got too crazy, and just been laying low here since.
Well, what's it like there? Because we know what it's like here in Texas. Not it's obviously as bad as it is in New York in some places, but what's it like back home?
It's been pretty crazy. Everything's been shut down for a good month or so now, but I think having that happen has kind of lowered the curve, as they say here in Edmonton. So things are starting to get better. Things are looking like they're going to open up on the 14th here for the most part at half capacity or whatever. The restaurants and stuff allow. So, and golf just actually opened up this past weekend.
That's where I was going next. We know how much you love to be out on the golf course. How much has that been killing you not to get out there and swing that club?
That's tough, but times are changing here. The weather's getting nice, so hopefully we can get out this week.
This is Brett Pollock joining us here on the Allen Americans podcast. By the way, brought to you by Frito Nation Productions. If you're setting up a podcast, small business, and you'd like to help spread the word, none better than Mark Friedman, a local DFW personality in the radio business for a long time, and just email him at mark@fritonation.com for more information. Well, let's talk just a bit about the season. You had a great year, Brett, and who knows, maybe better than you expected, 43 points in 49 games, and obviously you were a big part of this offense. Talk about your season as you look back on it.
Yeah, I thought I had a decent showing. I wanted to come in and contribute and be a guy that was looked upon to produce and step up in big moments. So I think we had a lot of guys actually this year that did that. With our depth, obviously was number one, I'd say, in the league. So I thought I had a good year. We had tons of guys that had good years as well, and it's it's unfortunate we couldn't see how it was gonna unfold.
Well, I've talked to several guys and asked them the same question. How many times since this has all come to an end have you played the what-if game, looking at that talent, Sheehy and yourself and Topping and Breton and Falkowski and Lancaster, the list goes on and on and on. How many times have you played that what-if game in your head, looking at what we had and even the possibility of a Gabe Gagne coming back and joining us, for playoffs? It's got to really be a little bit frustrating because I know I'm the broadcaster. I don't play, but you know what? It's frustrating for me looking at what we had.
Yeah, definitely. It's it's unfortunate how things unfolded, but I was pretty confident in the group we had that we were going to make a long run, and not only were we a good team on the ice, we had a great group of guys in the dressing room, so that makes it that much more fun as well.
Give us a couple of some top moments, maybe some good memories from this season. There were so many for me, but I know you've got to have a couple somewhere in the back of your mind thinking about a couple of games that stood out.
Yeah, that's a tough question. There's too many good ones, I think. We had a couple interesting ones with, the maybe the warm-up altercations. I know in Idaho that kind of, set the tone with guys whacking and chopping each other at the red line and warm up. So, those games are always fun because you got that extra juice in you and everyone's a little fired up for it. So I know that one kind of sticks out in my mind. That was a fun game to be a part of. It was a little, I wouldn't say dirty, but, guys were giving you that extra shot and stuff. So that was a good one. There's a couple on the road in Utah. We had a good one. Our first game there was a pretty good pace. Guys were going pretty good, and that was always a team we mashed up well against. So that was a fun game to be part of.
I think about that 8-0 win in Kansas City, and that's when I really said, "Wow, this team's good." And you could tell how demoralized Kansas City was. You get beat 8-0, and you don't even want to collect your paycheck for that week because you feel like you didn't do your job, right? But that's when I really took a look at this team and said, "Damn, we have some major talent here." And the tough thing, and what people would always say to me, maybe broadcasters I talked to around the league, they'd say, Tommy, it is just impossible to match up with your team because on any given night, it's line A, it's line B, line C. It doesn't matter which one. And I know you centered, a pretty good line there yourself, and I know Marty mixed the guys up, but, I thought you and Topping and Sheehy were pretty good when you guys were together. And speaking of Tyler Sheehy, how about that? Rookie of the year for him. Just a great honor, a great accomplishment for him in his rookie year.
Yeah, he had a great season. I think obviously he's a great player, very skilled. It's unfortunate he maybe didn't get a little more opportunity up in Iowa like that he deserved. But for the year he had, rookie of the year, all-star, and all that, and all the points he had, he's going to be doing well.
What are you doing to entertain yourself right now?
Not much, honestly. I've been playing some video games, watching some Netflix. Like I said before, now that the sun's finally out here, it's nice to get outside and go for bike rides and rollerblades and kind of hang out in the backyard. But I'm just laying low and trying to outwait this virus.
When was the last time it snowed there?
Last time it snowed, we actually had snow warnings last night. It turned into rain, but about a week and a half ago, I think we got our last snowfall. But for the most part, it's all gone now.
Oh, that's good. And now, have you been watching this Michael Jordan special that everybody's into? I haven't seen it yet. I've got it recorded, and I'm eventually going to get to it. But have you been watching it?
I have actually. Yeah, I'm all caught up. So I'm waiting for the next episode to come out. I think it's actually today, isn't it? May 4th.
Yeah, I think you're right. What is the most interesting thing? Because obviously, I live Jordan, and I had the pleasure to interview Michael after a couple of games in Dallas back when he played for Washington at the end of his career. What is it about Michael Jordan that just blows you away?
I think just his competitiveness. It's he's going out there and the day before a game, he's telling a guy he's going to put 50 on him or undress him on the court, and he goes out and actually does it. So I think that's pretty crazy because a lot of guys, they like to talk and think they can do it, but for a guy that says he's going to do it and then goes out and does it right in your face, I think that's a pretty cool thing for an athlete.
What's amazing to me, and I read this the other day, and I know you can't believe everything you read, right? But I read, this is post NBA career, that he turned down, somebody offered him $100 million for interview or whatever it was, and he turned it down. Now that you're doing well or you've done well if you can afford to turn down a 2-hour interview for that type of price. We all hope that we can get to that level someday.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, he's got to have some deep pockets if he's turning down $100 million for a quick 2-hour interview.
Well, Paulie, I'll tell you what, it was great to see you. Let me tell you, you were one of the great people that I got a chance to meet this year, always willing to help out, always smiling, always positive, and I think that's one of the reasons why we were so successful this year. So, hey, man, I mean this in all the way. I love you, man. You were great to be hanging out with on a bus this year. We spent a lot of hours traveling, and hope to see you after all this is done.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Tommy. Good to talk to you again, man.
You do the same and tell your family and everybody we said hello.